Hi, welcome back to second term. We are looking in chapter 9, a new chapter. Okay, let's start. We are talking about this MSI logic. What does it mean? MSI stands for media scale integration, right? We are talking about IC, integrated circuit, right? What they're talking here is inside one IC, right? Let's say if they have less than 12 logic gate inside, we call it SSI, small scale integration. This is the one we are looking at. Called a medium scale integration. Inside the IC, we got 12 to 99 logic gate inside. For example, this is what we are looking at: encoder, decoder, multiplexer, demultiplexer. Right? All this is considered this category. We also have more logic gate inside LSI, VLSI. For example, let's say this ULSI, GSI, Jigger, more than a million logic gate inside. Okay, we are talking about one IC. You have more than a million logic gate inside. That is a very complicated circuit, right? So maybe that we have a microprocessor, we have CPU, and so on. Okay. So now we are looking for not so sophisticated, just IC. Let's say a decoder, encoder, multiplexer, and demultiplexer. Okay, MSI. We're looking at this. Inside got 12 to 99 logic gate. Okay, this is considered as an MSI logic circuit. So in this chapter, we are looking into decoder, encoder, multiplexer, and demultiplexer. Right? Okay. Decoder, we look at the decoder first. Okay. Decoder, they will accept some binary number, and the output will be active way, right? Only you have the right input, then the output will be activated accordingly. We look at some example, then you understand better. For example, 3-bit. We got 3-bit. Okay. Am I going to say 2 to the power 3? You got 8. That means theoretically you can have 8 different output, but the output is only activate one at a time. Okay. For example, they use this example 6. For example, you want to activate output 6. So your input, you also must have a 6 lah. 1, 1, 0 is 6, right? 1, 2, 4, 6 here. Output 6 will be activated. Let's say you got 0, 0, 0 here. Then the output 0 will be activated lah. The rest will be not lah. Alright, only the output activate one at a time. That's what they're talking. Input can accept n bit of binary. For example, we use this example. Let's say we got 3-bit input. So you got 3-bit input. Theoretically, you can represent up to 8 different output. But sometimes you might not have go to 8. You might have less than 8 also can. This is what they're talking in this general equation. So maximum is you got n input here. Maximum output can be represented is 2 to the power n. Nothing more than that. This is the one we are interested. Alright, let's go into that. 74138, that will be your good friend, a decoder. Okay, this is the one. Right? And you got 3 input. You see the output, you got 8 different output, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All got a bubble here. That means it's all active low. Let's say this is an enable. Now look, this is called E1. This guy called E2 and an E3. That means you want to enable this. You put a 0, 0, 1 here. This IC will be enabled. Then your output will respond to your input accordingly. Say example 0, 0, 0 here, right? So your Q0 will be 0. The rest will be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. That means it's not enabled, right? When a particular number is enabled, let's say 0, 0, 0, 0, your Q0 is enabled. Let's say it's 1, 1, 1 here, 1, 1, 1 here. Then your output Q7 will be enabled. This guy will be a 0, the rest will be a 1. Let's say when this is not enabled, either one of the so-called input here, E1, E2, 3 is not enabled. That means here you don't give a 0, here you don't give a 0, here you don't give a 1. Then the whole thing will be disabled. What happens when disabled? Regardless what is the input, all the output will be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Nothing more than that. Right? Very straightforward. For example, 3-bit, 8 different output lah. Nothing more than that. The bubble mean is active low. Right? For example, Q6 become low. Okay, this will be a 0. Right? Provided you got a 0 input here lah. 1, 2, 4. Right? That means 1, 1, 0 lah. 6 input represent output 6. 5, number 5 here, output number 5 will be enabled. When this is disabled, all the output will be all 1. Okay, nothing will be enabled. As simple as that. So they got 3 different enable input. So this is what they're talking lah. Let's say you got this input, this E1, right? They need a 0 to enable, but you try to be funny, you connect to a 5 volt. So regardless of the other 2 guy, if this is disabled, so the output will be 1 all the time lah. Same as the enable E2, you need a 0 to enable, but you try to be funny, you put a 5 volt here. Regardless the other 2, you also output will be all 1 lah. That means disable. Same as this one, you need a 5 volt to enable the E3, right? But you connect to ground. Regardless of whatever the other 2, your output is so-called disabled all the time. Now, when all is enabled, then it's straightforward lah. When all is enabled, that mean you put a 0 here, you put a 1 here. That mean you connect to ground, you connect to 5 volt. Then your output, whatever output you want to access, depends on your input lah. Input 0, you will activate output 0. Input 1, you will activate output 1. Input 2, 2. 3, 3. 4, 4. 5, 5, and so on. Let's say 7, 1, 1, 1, 7, right? 1, 2, 4, 7, right? You got a 1, 1, 1 here, then your this Q7 will be enabled. That means here it will output a 0. The rest will be all 1. This one, what is the answer for this? What are the output of the following? This is enable. This guy is supposed to need a 0 to enable, but you try to be funny, you put a 1, and then what happened? Then the whole thing will be all the output, regardless what is the input, so the output will be all 1 lah. Right? This one, 0, you enable, this is fine. Okay, what this number? 1, 2, 4. That means output 2 lah. Right? All high will be except the output 2 is enabled lah. What about what is this enable used for? Now you got one IC, you got 8 different output, right? For example, you want to do something more than 8 output, maybe 16 or more than 8, right? Then you need 2 IC, cascade them together, right? So it's for your expansion now, right? For your expansion multiplexing. That means you got more than 8 output. Maybe you can cascade 2 IC, 3 IC, 4 IC lah, right? This is for allow your design should be more easier to expand, more than 8. Yeah. For example, simple example, 1 of 16. Then what happened? You need they want you to decide 1 of 16 decoder. What you need to do? Then this is on paper first. That means it's 16 output. Am I correct? 2 to the power n is equal to 16. Then n is equal to 4 lor, right? So you need 4 input to represent 16 output. So 16 output. We list all the possibility lah, right? List all the possibility. This is 0. LSB, MSB, 0. 1, 2, number 2. This is number 2, right? That means number Q2 will be enabled lah, and so on until 15. Right? Okay, you see. So it's from 0 to 15. Now, you look at this. All this is no problem, right? We got 4 input, 16 different output. Yeah, this let's say 0. That means this is enable. The rest disabled. There is all 1. Let's say this is number 1. Output number 1 is enable. They got a 0 here. The rest all 1. Right, and so on. So 0 to 8. You see. You see this 0 to 8. Look at A0, A1, A2. Look at this A0, A1, A2. Right, A3 is all 0, A3 is all 1. Okay, I want you to see this. This represents one IC. A0, A1, A2. When 0 to 0, output 0 to output 7, this represents one IC. When your A3 is equal to 0, what happened to the next one? When it counts from 8 to 15, the other IC will be enabled. I want you to see that. Enable the second IC. See that? So the A3 here is function as enable. This A3 is to control which IC to turn on. You got 2 IC, right? One IC is 8 output. So you put them together, 8 and an 8, you got 16, right? So I want you to look at the circuit diagram. Right, you see, output 0 to output 7. This guy also output 0 to output 7, right? Correct or not? Let's say, for example, have a look at this. A0, A1, A2. 0, 0, 0. This guy 0 will be enabled, right? If this is 0, 0, 0, this guy will be enabled, right? Yeah? Now imagine the A0, A1, A2 all connected together, right? That means you got 0, 0, 0 here. You got 0, 0, 0 here. Am I correct to say this Q0 and this Q0 will be enabled? Right? Will be enabled, right? Both of them will be enabled, right? Now, check it out. We put two IC together side by side, this to represent 0 to 7. The other one, we rewrite it. Right? We write 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Right? Correct or not? Let's say when you 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, forget about the decoding one. Am I correct to say your Q0 will be enabled? Your Q8 also enabled, right? So it depends on which one you want. Then you will use either the other bit A3 to do the decoding. I'll show you. A0, A1, A2 all connected together, right? Okay, so when you got 0, 0, 0, so Q0 or Q8 both will enable. Now you make use of the MSB A3. Connect to where? When it's a 0, 0, you see that? Am I going to say, haven't finished connect? When you got 0, 0, okay, let me connect all this first. You check it out. When 0, 0, when this is 0, so this IC will be enabled. You got 2 0 here, you got 5 volt, this enable, but this is 0, but you connect to the here is connect, you need a 5 volt to enable. So this IC will be disabled. So when you have 0, 0, 0, 0, this guy is enabled, not this one. This is disabled because you got a 0 here. You got 0, 0, 0, 0 here, right? So theoretically, you got a 0, so this is enable, right? You got a 0 here, this is, you need a 5 volt to enable, so that's why this is not enabled. So you got 0, 0, 0, 0, right? So I know Q0 will be enabled. Is it okay? Yeah. As simple as that. For example, okay. For example, say 8. What is 8? 0, 0, 0, 1. 8, right? Correct or not? Now, okay, I'm interested in this. Now you see 0, 0, 0, okay. 8, the 1 is here, you see? 1 here. Hey, you need 2 0 to enable this one, so cannot already. This one is disabled already. But you got a 1 here, the 5 volt, yeah, okay, this one is enabled. So this is enabled. So 0, 0, 0, 1. This is number 8, right? So your output number 8 is enabled. You got a 0 there. The rest will be all 1. Right? Like that only. Okay. Let me stop this and we continue in the next video.